Hey people, it's me again. Anyways, this is my another one long video blog post now where I'm just going to be doing it maybe for longer than the 15-minute period now. So, anyways, as far as what's going on with me, it's just one of those little things about how drama with some people are today, and how they say one thing but their actions mean another and all this other stuff. So I did post about it like on on here I think about a couple of weeks ago about the whole situation with this guy that I like. His name's Drew. I kind of mentioned it like a couple of times. That that Drew is still like supposedly seeing someone else, but there's still like no proof of it. And I don't know, I wasn't gonna really confront him on entirely on that it was just all a lie, but I think I've already had done it like just a little bit afterwards now, where I think where he was like telling me like, oh, we're just friends kind of thing. But even though he'd been like posted all these revealing pictures of himself on Bear WW, and there's no pictures of the other guy whatsoever on Bear WW or on his Facebook page. And I just simply just think he was just lying to me flat out. But I kept asking people all over, like all my friends on Facebook and Bear WW, and then people on Yahoo Answers section about the whole situation there, and they kept telling me the same thing, that I should just simply just forget about Drew. But they never really say they just forget about him for now. But I think as of this point, it's just I'm forgetting him for now, but I'm just not done with him at this point. It's just I think I've only just begun with him. And that he just doesn't know me that well enough that what I could do. If he was just really trying to maybe go the extra mile, to go out of my way to get to him and that sort of stuff, or this is just some sort of little charade that he does with people, that like him, and but it was like too complete this game. I think it was just about a week, right around Monday, when he did the whole we're just friends kind of thing, and then here I went into like some sort of emotional tailspin, and then I was already like crying under this whole what I call like the ritual fasting cleansing kind of thing, where I didn't eat anything for a while, and then the only thing I drank was fruit juice, and then and then it wasn't until like the later at the end of the day when Dad got me a cheeseburger and a chocolate shake from In-N-Out, and then I went to sleep, and then it seemed like having the In-N-Out chocolate shake and cheeseburger kind of cured my heartache, at least just temporarily at some point, but I don't know. It's just, I kind of decided that I'm just not going to really talk to him for a while, until he gets his act together. But I know that he's just simply just pulling with my emotions and with my heartstrings, just simply just to get me to go to the extra mile, but who knows? I don't see any real substantial proof of him seeing someone else, and come to think of it, he never really had the other person talk to me, as far as that goes, at least yet. But then the last time this sort of thing happened, that was all turned out to be like a lie. That the other person uh, turned out to be a roommate or a friend of this guy that I was interested at the time. This was just way before I completely came out, and way before I met the actor and and all that other stuff there, but anyways, I think it's just maybe I just have a hard time trying to tell people certain things, and some people I think just get it easily misconstrued for some reason. When I probably say that I just want a little more, it's just not meaning that I'm saying like I want a lot more from them. It just means a little more, not a lot more. And I don't know. I think I somehow came off as being kind of stalkerish with that one guy there, and then he kind of sent that one friend, suppose as a boyfriend, but then it just didn't work. But then again, I think I was kind of had second thoughts of him anyways, and kind of just wanted to let him go anyways. After that initial talk, I think I just had this second thoughts with him, and I probably should have just told him there that I had second thoughts with him, and that maybe I just wasn't really ready to have this sort of thing with him yet, and so anyways, I kind of mentioned it on the last really long blog post about the whole situation, about all the stuff prior to that, So, anyways, I was kind of like digging around some stuff with about Drew, and that I didn't know about him that he could cook, and I didn't know that he was also like into the whole theater stuff, But maybe he was just a little bit more of a sensible one, not somebody who's like those aspiring actor types. I encountered that one guy that I always refer to him as the actor, but although his name is really Eloy, but anyways, even though I'm pretty much completely over him as far as that goes, but I think the problem was with breaking up with him. I think I just had a lot of emotional stuff that was in the way, I think partially because I was trying to prove myself to Mom that I know what I'm doing, and then trying to prove myself to Trevor in some ways when I had this falling out with Trevor, one of my friends from adult transition, and I think it was also Eloy being jealous of me and jealous of Ricky and any other guy that garnered my attention, and I think in some ways that it would have come out a lot sooner like that if, as far as with the whole jealousy stuff there, if somebody told me back at that time in 05, not in 07, that oh, he's just jealous, he's just that way because he expects you to be miserable without him, and the fact that there's all these guys that are giving you attention and being friendly with you and all of that, it kills them. And so anyways, the other thing was, I kind of mentioned it to Dad about the whole situation again, and I said that it seemed like every problem that I encountered in the past 10 years was simply me. Great, excuse me, I'm having something like a real sneeze coming down, or my nose is all itchy. So, every problem that I had in the past 10 years was simply about me being so consumed of trying to prove myself to everyone that I can do a certain thing, and simply because of everybody was just misinterpreting the whole Asperger's or the whole thing altogether, and even before I was diagnosed with Asperger's, and that was like back around the end of '99. This was like right at the end of high school, and that here, not only that, it was just Asperger's wasn't really that well known at the time, and now it's kind of still at least somewhat well known now, and at least now there are some psychologists that have more of a familiarity with it, and people who are not in the psychology field and all of that have at least made some great strides to comprehend and comprehend the whole hardships for people with Asperger's syndrome, And yet there is still people that to this day I figure will just simply just be ignorant about it, the whole thing with Michael Savage it was about like 3 years ago, where he made some sort of remark about it, and that caused this whole radio show to be canceled and pulled, I think, temporarily. I don't know if his show is still there or not, but it's just something that some people are just like that they just don't really know any better, and refuse to to learn the things that are outside their little world of what they've known, and because it's so scary of having to reevaluate their whole belief structures and all of that, So that was just one of those little things that came around, So, anyways, I digress, So, anyways, as far as that goes, it seemed like I was just completely consumed with that, when I probably should have cared a little less about what they thought of me, Not that I should have, completely not care at all, but just completely not have so much emphasis of what they thought of me, and then just trying to make them change their mind about me, when there's just some people that no matter what I'll do to try to make them understand or whatnot, they'll just simply won't understand. Maybe just out of ignorance, out of fear, or whatnot, or maybe they think they may know better, or what, that sort of thing. So anyways, although I was just telling Dad about a couple of minutes ago that maybe I'm gonna start having these dreams about going back to high school, and in some ways, as far as with high school, I was kind of considered to be more of the band geek. The band geek, the anime nerd, the outsider / emo kid, even though I probably was the emo kid without the fashion and the cutting and all of that, but I probably just had the attitude of the emo kid, even though I didn't do the whole emo looks, even though it, even though at that time, like in the 90s, they didn't have emo kids, but there were just some people that were like the emo kids there, but they probably had their own little, they probably belonged to all the different little cliques, if it was the Outsiders, or the Goths, or the or the Artisans, I guess, But I was just having this one of those reoccurring thoughts where I just wonder what life would have been like if I was in high school like now instead. That I probably would maybe be a little bit more of the movers, shakers, because I was like the techno geek and all that, and in some ways I kind of think maybe nowadays the techno geeks might have a little bit more of a value and importance, and simply because of all the social networks like YouTube and Facebook and Foursquare and all these other little places like that, and that the whole student body would basically will not function without them, at least nowadays, because the techno geeks would basically will help all the other non-techno geeks as far as with their phones and computers and set their DVRs and all that sort of stuff, and I was always kind of known to do these sort of things like that, as far as like setting the DVRs and checking out like the computer and fixing all the other stuff there, as far as one of my whole responsibilities as far as with home and all. But other than that, it's just one of those little things, that you have to kind of learn to deal with as far as that goes. So it was just one of the things that I probably should have at least mentioned a long time ago with have another sneeze coming on. So excuse me on that. So it was one of the things that I kind of should mention a little bit, that the more Drew was gonna like do these silly little games like that, the more it's gonna make me want him, and the more it's gonna make me kind of keep up with his silly little games and all that sort of stuff. If that's the case, if he just wanted me to go out of my way to get to him, in some cases, but although I think as far as for at least probably by now that he doesn't know that I'm kind of just waiting on his next move, as far as that goes, even though he thinks I'm done with him, but I'm just simply just waiting for his next move, to kind of chase him even further and further and further and further and further, until I probably wear him down, So, anyways, see you guys next time.